one of the what is a constitution?
Yes. What is a constitution?
I mean, if we can go around saying the Constitution itself is unconstitutional, what is a constitution? Someone please explain it to me. I need literally what is it? The Supreme Court voted on birthright citizenship.
I saw that.
And 3 justices said that the 14th Amendment was unconstitutional.
I mean, I guess it wasn't a unanimous vote.
It wasn't. And I guess we could say 3.5 of them, because there was the 1/2. It was a vote for it, but with
reservation,
with conditions.
Oh.
Which was interesting. That's just fascinating to me. Where some people can, the amendment was ratified, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's part of the Constitution.
Right, that was going to be my question. To say it's unconstitutional, but it is legit
part of the. So you're saying the Constitution is unconstitutional, which is an interesting move.
Yeah.
Which leads me back to a question I asked in one of the. What is a constitution?
Yes. What is a constitution?
I mean, if we can go around saying the Constitution itself is unconstitutional, what is a constitution? Someone please explain it to me. I need literally what is it? Because I was raised believing that what the amendment, when an amendment gets ratified into the Constitution, it is there in stone. It is forever. That is what it is. There is no questioning it. We have made a decision as a country. That's what goes there. And so to have 3 people, fairly well-educated people, justices of the Supreme Court, to say the Constitution's unconstitutional, I have a lot of questions now.
That is fair. Well, and then I saw Trump's response on his True Social was pulling on Congress to fix it and saying we don't need to change the amendment through the courts. Congress can do it without approval. I can't remember exactly what it was saying. It was obviously very wrong.
I mean, I'm not even sure how you would get an amendment removed.
Have we ever done that? We just added.
I don't think we've ever done that. I do think there's a way to do it, but it's not something that I think we've ever done.
I don't see how.
I think it would require the Supreme Court's.
Yeah, I don't see how one branch of government could change an amendment. It would have to involve all 3 parts.
Wouldn't it?
I would hope so.
Isn't that the point of the checks and balances?
Well, none of those are being used properly, but I would hope that if we're talking about changing the Constitution,
it would require.
It's going to require everybody.
I mean, it requires everybody to add to it.
Yeah.
So it should require everyone to remove it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he doesn't think that because he's just kind of constantly popping out all of these executive orders. That's my problem.
Don't read it all.
I don't read the whole thing, and that's just purely time. It used to be, I'm not going to understand this, so why even read it? And so now it's I'll read it when I have the time, but sometimes.
When do I have the time?
Yeah, and then it's okay, it's one thing to skim an article, but if it's pulling all of this information that I don't intuitively have, I'm almost okay, I need to go sit in the dark so I can read this 5-minute news article.
That's almost what they're relying on. That's almost what they're counting on when they flood the news with all of these headlines and all of these decisions and things like that. They're banking on the average person like you and me to not be able to keep up with it all.
Yeah, it's going so fast.
So your outrage is limited because you may not even see the headline in time of what is the most upsetting thing.
Right. Well, I was just talking to Dan, that all of these news articles about the reflecting pool and the state fair or the national fair and the UFC fight and all this stuff is just distracting. It's constant.
Well, yeah, because we don't want to talk about the fact that we are still bombing Iran.
Yep.
anything. Also, we don't want to talk about the files because those are still out there. We don't want to talk about the felon that's in the White House because that's still an issue. I'm trying to be really tactful because I know these videos are going on YouTube and I don't want to get us demonetized. I am absolutely the person who will say the whole thing and get us in trouble.
But she's not allowed to have a channel by herself.
I am the friend that you bring along because you need someone to say the absolutely wild shit. But like, let's not talk about any of the really serious stuff. Let's talk about the reflecting pool and the fair, which are all terrible things. But like, let's flood the news on Monday and Tuesday with Supreme Court decisions so that people are focused on that, so we don't talk about the fact that we are still bombing Iran. Mm-hmm. That's still happening on a near weekly basis. And it's it's controlled outrage.
Yeah.
If you're mad about his ability to fire people, then you're not going to be thinking about everything else you should be mad about. Mm-hmm. And that just makes me angrier. He has, like, my pathological demand avoidance gets triggered by that. Like, don't tell me what I'm supposed to be mad about.
He has military walking the perimeter of the reflecting pool to make sure nobody can.
He has AI generated cameras watching it that are talking to the military he has circling the pool because it thinks they are loitering.
Step away from the bar.
Like, I don't know if y'all have seen this video clip. She might be able to edit the clip in, but like, that's just. This is supposed to be public property too. This is supposed to be public grounds.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be our public grounds. Like, as Americans, we already don't have a right to roam. Which is very frustrating to me.
I mean, isn't the White House the Americans' property?
Yes, it's public grounds.
It's public grounds, yeah.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be anyway, but we already don't have a right to roam. We can't walk anywhere we want as Americans. So it's like, but things like the monuments and the reflecting pool, those are parks.
Right.
That we're supposed to be able to walk through, but you made a mistake putting in your, as a trailer park girl, trailer park lining on your pool, and now we can't walk through our park.
Yep.
Got it.
I went a lot to DC growing up as a kid. It's beautiful.
I've never been.
I want to go back. Like, it is beautiful. And all the monuments and the libraries and the exhibits and stuff. I didn't get to do
a museum so fast.
I didn't get to do a lot of. We didn't do everything, but it was. I always enjoyed my trips there.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
I've never been able to go.
Oh, I'm not sure you should go right now, though.
I feel like if I don't go right now, I'm not ever going to be able to see it in the state.
I mean, that's fair. You're not wrong.
Like, that might be a really doom and gloom thing to say, but I feel like this might be your last chance to see it in the condition it's in now before some kind of revolution takes over and we burn it all to the ground. Like, that might happen. It's getting warmer. It's getting warmer.
I'm going to talk back to the birthright citizenship. What were you raised on with the belief of with citizenship?
Like, how do you mean?
Like, was your family pro birthright citizenship? Was it even a thing? Did it come up in conversation?
It was ratified into the Constitution, and therefore it wasn't questioned. Yeah. Like, it just wasn't questioned. Like, that's there in the Constitution. That's what it is. End of story, period, at the end of the sentence.
I have the same.
If you're born on U.S. soil, you are a U.S. citizen.
That's what
regardless of the condition of your parents.
Yeah. And and I mean, I got that same thing within the young earth creationism within fundamental Christianity. It was like, yeah, if you're born here, you get to be a citizen. How cool. This country is awesome.
I had no idea that that was even something that was contested. Like I until recently, and then I just sat there aghast that's but then again, like the whole freedom from religion clause, that was another thing, that it's ratified into the Constitution and therefore it's not to be questioned. Anyone can practice any religion at any time in this country. And that's apparently up for debate as well.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Didn't know that was going to be a problem. Okay. Didn't see that one coming. So when the whole birthright citizenship thing, I was blown away. I was like, we're questioning these things? I didn't know we could question these things. I thought this was just like written in stone.
And that's, I think, what's so frustrating.
Frustration of just, I didn't even know that was an option. Like, I didn't know we could argue. They did. I mean, it goes back to the whole, I didn't know we could call the Constitution unconstitutional. I know how much trouble birthright citizenship has gone through. I didn't know how long it's been around.
How long it's been around?
1608.
So before we were even a country.
Before we were even a country.
Cool. Oh, that's what it was. That was my frustration, is that the people that are trying to end this and change this are doing it on the grounds of, well, that's not how the country was originally formed. The country was originally formed as a Christian nation and all this stuff. And it's like, go ahead. You're really trying to use the base of your argument as the history of the nation when we have the history of the nation on paper.
And the argument they're using is they're basing it off of the Dred Scott decision. They're saying, well, that wasn't always in the Constitution. That's not one of the original 10 amendments. Okay, cool. But the Dred Scott decision was put in place to keep, like, slaves from being citizens. And that's why it got overturned after the Civil War. That's why the amendment got put in place. Yeah. Because we were doing really shady stuff. Mm-hmm. That we shouldn't have been doing, that didn't align with the intentions put in place. So we had to put a rule down. It's like when you read a contract and you get to the bottom and there's that one really crazy rule. Warranties. You're reading your warranty and you get to the bottom, it says not responsible for acts of God. There's a story there. There's a reason why that line's there. Like, there's a reason we had to put it on paper. It was a given since 1608 that if you're born on the soil, then you are, what's the phrasing? If you're born on the soil, then you're automatically assumed to be allegiant to that soil and therefore entitled to protection. So, okay, cool. But we weren't doing that, so they had to put in a line.
Yeah, to make sure that it was the same for everybody.
Like, it's one of those, like, well, it wasn't always there. It was assumed until one of y'all went and ran with it and claimed acts of God. And now we can't assume things anymore, and we had lawyers had to write in. Mm-hmm.
But I heard that was one of Trump's arguments, was that the Birthright Citizenship Amendment was for the slaves and therefore not applicable today. That's an argument that he's trying to stand on. I believe.
That may be the argument he's trying to stand on, but what happened with the Chinese Exclusion Act, which is a crazy thing to look into, have fun with that. There was the research in real time. There was the U.S. versus Wong Kim Ark that happened, that the Supreme Court ruled that no, this really does apply to immigrants as well as the enslaved.
Mm-hmm.
And so he doesn't really have a foot to stand on because we've already had this argument.
Right. Well, I'm not saying he has a foot to stand on,
but like
that's
we've
the foot he's trying to
already
stand on.
had this argument. We've already hashed this out. And I think that's why I'm so blown away that it's even up in the air. I'm like, we're doing this again. We're doing this again. And then you got to ask yourself, like, is there a way? Is there a way to put down people's rights where they can't be questioned? And then I spiral.
You mean, like, is there a way to make an amendment and it never be questioned again?
Yeah. I mean, I guess not.
I'm going to say probably not, because that's how government styles change.
It's just wild to me because I was always raised like that's the rules and everybody follows them and we don't change them. Like once one's there, we might have to add to it because people misbehave. But once one's there, it's there forever.
It's there forever.
Like that's what I was taught.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in a different wording, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what is kind of weird for me to understand, is to see this change in the Christian nationalist movement of anti-immigrant and anti-birthright citizenship. And I'm like, but we were all for it. I mean, we tried to adopt a child from China.
Yeah.
We were very, like, everybody's included. My parents taught me not to be racist. Like,
yeah.
And so to see this come out, and I'm like, I'm so confused.
There was such a big push. There was such a big anti-racism push in the 90s. In church as well as in society. And then all of a sudden to have it pivot around. And then everybody's like all anti-immigrant. And I'm sitting here going, but you said liberty and justice. You made me quote liberty and justice for all every damn day.
My whole childhood was how America's a melting pot because of the immigrants.
Yeah.
So why? It feels like a fundamental
and
shift.
I didn't even know Christian nationalism was a thing until about 6 years ago. Like, I didn't even know. Like, I feel a little bit dumb because I really thought it was like a localized problem. I didn't realize this was a whole political movement. But like growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s, you were fed constantly from church and from school and from television and from radio this whole inclusion and acceptance. And now you want to pivot? Now you want to pivot? That's wild.
It's very weird.
That's wild.
And us both being married to a different race is also
that's deeply impacted me.
Yeah.
That's impacted me in ways that I can't even describe, because like I know that being white and having experienced the late 80s, early 90s, I know that I'm going to come off and I'm going to say something inappropriate, and I am so deeply grateful to all of my friends and my husband for being willing to be like, yeah, no, don't say that. And I am happy to make those adjustments, but being married to someone who is not white has completely shifted everything I think about in a way that I don't know if you can.
Until you're in it, yeah.
Until you're in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't see some of this stuff. You're blinded. You got a blind spot until you're living in the house with it. And then it's like, oh, that's uncomfortable.
Well, and now I have a mixed child. A mixed race child, and that is also very different.
And
to think about.
Yeah.
It's a different experience. It's very different. I agree. My eyes have been opened in ways that you probably can't understand. It's the same as having a baby.
Yeah.
Some things you're just not quite going to understand, which is fine until you're in it. But that's why knowledge is important.
And experience.
And experience.
And trusting people when they're telling you what their experience is. That's a big one.
Yeah.
when someone's sitting there and telling you what their experience is that's the perfect time to shut up, be quiet, and listen. I know lots of people who don't know how to do that.
It's important to listen to other people's experiences.
Yeah. But it's just it's wild. It's wild how they just it felt like it was, it probably wasn't. It probably was just the peers that I was surrounded with, but it felt like it came from left field. The whole birthright citizenship thing.
Yes,
Like,
I feel that too.
Felt like it came out of nowhere. Now, again, it could just be like where I was at. What, it was not something that was being talked about, but it I got whiplash from that one.
I did too. It wasn't like all talked about all the time, but it was always talked about as a very positive pro.
Yeah, give me
thing.
your week. Give me your, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Statue. Of course, my family came in through Ellis Island. So the Statue of Liberty and all of that. That's yes. Absolutely. Every immigrant's here legally or illegally because they want a better life and they deserve a shot
And this
at
is
it.
the land of the free.
Yeah. Like,
it was always everybody needs to come to America almost.
Yeah. Like,
so it is a very harsh U-turn.
It was just very much like, what? We're questioning what? We're questioning what?
Why?
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 This is something we can question. I didn't know that was something someone could do.
Oh, so we're really questioning the Constitution then.
Yeah. And then it becomes scary because then it's like, what else are you going to question? If we can.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because we've had to have those conversations. Like, well, what would that mean for our immigrant family?
Yeah, on their side and on mine. Like, how far back are they going to go? Technically, my grandfather came here illegally.
Yeah.
Like, how? I have questions. I have questions and concerns.
Yes. And I don't feel good about it.